Hey, thanks for checking out this week's video. So I've got an art haul here that I actually recorded a really long time ago. I think it was just after Christmas sometime, but I held off on posting it because I felt my channel needed some more actual paintings and drawings. So you may have even seen some of these products being used in videos already. And for those who are new to my channel, welcome. I am LittleSqueesh and here I do art time lapses, reviews and random chatters and other artist related things. I am terrible at introducing myself. Apologies, but I hope you like the video anyway. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to show you that I got was a flower press, and although it may not be all that arty, I somehow wanted to tie this in with art. The first item I actually showed you was resin. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but it kind of sets to be almost like a glass effect. It's see-through, and I kind of like the idea of pressing flowers and maybe even sealing them in with resin and a painting and lots of layers. I don't know, it's still an idea in my head I have not done yet, but that's where I was going with that. I was really happy with how easy it was. I mean, I suppose it is easy, you're just pressing flowers, right? But they came out great, and those few that I showed you, my son picked from the garden before we cut the grass because he was sad that they were all gonna die, so we gave it a good test there. So you saw also the origami paper already being used. I will put a card at the top of this video to link you to that one in case you want to check it out. But there are so many beautiful pieces of origami paper in this pack that I am still desperate to use. I haven't got around to it yet. But again, all the links you can find in the description box below if you want to check them out further. So now on to the next bit. For those of you who have been following my channel, you may remember me saying that I really wanted to focus on oil painting this year, which I've done 0 paintings in oil so far, which sucks. I'm actually really mad at myself that I still haven't done one yet. I do have one prepped and ready to go. I'm just finishing a commission first, so fingers crossed I fully get to try all this stuff out because I'm so excited. So one of the first things I invested in was this brush washer by Frisk. There's loads of different variations on this type. It's basically airtight, so I don't need to worry about any fumes and the toxicness of mediums and solvents and things. And it also had like those little holes at the bottom to help you sort of loosen the paint off your paintbrush. I will say one thing, however, the first time I opened the package, because I did it before filming just in case there was an issue, and I cut my thumb on it, and I don't know how. Like it was like a paper cut, but it was pretty bad, and I have no idea how I did it. I even tried to like ran my finger around all the edges and I couldn't find a sharp edge, but it was definitely off that item because I hadn't looked at anything else. Yeah, that was bizarre. I also got some brushes. Those were mostly for washes or maybe like, I don't know, varnish or something. Who knows? I didn't have any of those kind of brushes, so I got some. They're fairly cheap. I also got the Gamblin solvent-free gel. I'm excited to use this. I wanted a nice fast-drying sort of medium, but I'm trying to go as safe as possible just because I've got a young child and a cat who really likes to hang around while I'm painting and things, and as much as I can ventilate and put a fan on and stuff, yeah, I just would rather be as toxic-free as possible. I also got the Bob Ross Liquid Clear. Oh my goodness, am I so excited to try this out. For those who watch Bob Ross, you may remember him saying, you know, liquid white. It is the same as that, it's just clear. There's no tint to it. So you can put it on in the background and it'll just help you blend your colours easier rather than dry blending. I don't know, it's supposed to help and I'm really excited to try it. I also got the Golden Matte Medium. Now I've already tested this out on the oil painting that I have prepped, and so far so good. It seems to be really versatile, and I actually contacted Golden myself because my goal is to use oil paints over graphite. And for those who have used pencil under oils before, you might be familiar with it sort of smudging and muddying up a little bit, but apparently you can put a layer of matte medium over the top and it will seal it, and then you can just paint over and it will not affect your paint. There's also this awesome artist called Annie Steg who uses it in her process. There's like this mini tutorial. Again, I will put that link in the description box below if you want to check it out. And next up, the Marl stick. Now these are amazing. I've used them already, but basically it is, you may have seen more traditional painters using them. It's basically a stick that is not intended to touch the paper or the painting while you paint. So you can rest your hand. It's not going to be shaking when you're doing those details, but you're not getting paint smeared all over your hand. Or I've also used it with graphite. I do a quick demonstration in the video. I hope that makes more sense than my rambling. Now, one thing I was really excited to try out was this battery powered eraser. And it's actually really affordable too. It's by Derwent, and basically it just spins around and it's supposed to be really good at erasing stuff. There's a little button on the side. It can feel a bit awkward in your hand to hold. I'll be honest, it's quite chunky. I guess it probably needs to be for the battery's sake. But you can see me here testing it out on the paper against regular erasers and things, and it does a great job. And like I say, I recorded this ages ago, so I've actually got quite good use out of this already while I was doing portrait commissions. One thing I will say about it is that it is hard to control because it's powered by the battery and it's spinning so fast. Sometimes as you touch the paper, it will kind of steer off in a direction that you don't want it to go, which isn't always great. So I find like I can't do a straight line with it unless I go fast, and then I'm not always accurate. So I don't like it for that reason. But I'll tell you where it is great, like the highlights of eyes, so you can get it brilliant white. It is perfect for those. And any mistakes where you may have pressed too hard, or not even necessarily pressing too hard, but sometimes you get like mucky marks on your paper that a normal eraser just doesn't seem to quite get out. Now this can get them out. I would worry if you do it too much in the same spot, it could potentially damage your paper because it's spinning pretty fast, so bear that in mind. But I've not really had any issues with it, I'll be honest. Definitely a great investment, and especially for the price. I think I paid, what was it, maybe £4 for it, and it even comes with some refills and stuff too. I also got these two marker pens. You can see me testing it out with a few others. Okay, so I got the Uni Posca pen. You'll have seen me use this in a video definitely already. I think I used it in the Arteza Elf one, and that's 0.7 millimeters, so it's really fine. It's like you shake it. In fact, I'll shake it here so you can hear it. It's got like this ball or something inside that helps mix it all up. And then the nib's got a pump action that helps get it flowing. Now, it can take a while for it to get flowing. If you're too impatient with it and quick to sort of use it, it winds up not being as opaque as you may want it. So make sure it's really flowing well, but this thing is amazing. I love it. And then I also got the Mulatto marker, One for All it's called. It's another acrylic marker in white. It's a little bit thicker, but still called extra fine. It's 1 millimeter. And I'm about to compare them to a couple of pens that everybody seems to be using, and that is the Sakura Jelly Roll and the Uniball Signo. And everybody swears by this pen. You see it everywhere, and I see other artists having amazing results with it. I must be really unlucky because every Uniball Signo and the Jelly Roll pens that I get are rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. I don't know if they're just a bit old or something, but they skip. It's never fluid. You can see me sort of showing you the difference on the paper in the video, and I hate them. I would not recommend them. If you get a good one, they look great, but I have never got a good one. So I went to the acrylic markers, which are so much more reliable. Also, a quick mention, you've seen there I got an embossing pen. The heat tool that was in like the first few tools at the beginning of the video is not only to help set the resin and dry your watercolors and gouache, so all these uses, it's also used for embossing. And now my mum bought me these things. I don't think she quite realised that not only do you need the heat tool, the embossing ink, or in this case that pen, but then you also need the powder. So I've got everything except the powder to do embossing, but I can pick that up myself. It's fairly cheap. I just haven't got round to it because I've got too many art supplies. Nah, who am I kidding? You can never have too many art supplies. It's on the list of to get, basically. One thing that I really wish I had gotten sooner are those mono erasers by Tombow. They're amazing. Now they do come in different shapes. I have the circular one, just the regular round one. Sometimes you'll see them pictured with like a silver/grey and then a black ends, and then there'll be another one that has like stripes of blue, white and black. Yeah, just in case you're trying to get one yourself and you see the pictures and you're like, hang on, that's not the one I saw in such and such video. They are the same, don't worry. But they are great. I use these a lot in my graphite pieces. They're great for doing fine lines, especially like hair highlights and yes, definitely recommended. Now this sketchbook was a lovely surprise. My mum actually picked this up for me, and it was something I've been eyeing up for ages. The brand is supposedly really good and the quality is amazing. It's hot press and it's designed to take watercolor and things. I've actually not really cracked it open properly yet. I have put some gesso down on the first page and sanded it because I was gonna turn it into an oil painting sketchbook. We'll see how that goes. And last but not least, I got my Bob Ross pop figure, finally! Oh my goodness, I was so excited for this. My only issue with it is, and it seems to be an issue with a lot of the pop figures, is that he falls down a lot. Because they are so top heavy, they topple over quite easily, and I've noticed that Bob's feet are not completely flat, so he already rocks a little bit, so if you nudge him even a tiny bit, he falls down. And so that about wraps things up. Yes, so if you'd like to see any more of these products being used in my videos, let me know what you'd like to see more of, and I can certainly do that. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye!